Hey everyone, welcome to the day 22 of the Playing Game of Chess Every Day Until I Reach 1600 or Get a Damn Job series. I actually made a mistake here. I actually decided to play a few more matches here. I actually lost a pretty embarrassing match, and then I played a few more here to end up being on the same rating that I started the day, right? Actually, I have +1 rating, but anyways, let's quickly review yesterday's match before we start today's one. So it was some sort of, scholar's mate, but without playing queen h5. My opponent played queen f3 right away. I just covered with the knight as usual. My opponent played this reader move, knight h3. I decided to play knight d4, but I didn't play the correct follow-up, which looks like it is e5, and say my opponent plays this. We have bishop f5. This is covered by the knight, and my opponent, after moving the queen somewhere, let's say this, my opponent can't stop something like this, or it looks like queen bishop b4 is also winning because my opponent can't take here, otherwise they lose the queen. So this is already super winning. I also always have the option to take this knight here and ruin my opponent's pawn structure. So yeah, this is pretty much losing, but I didn't find it. I didn't play this. I played bishop c5. My opponent kicked my knight. I drew it back. My opponent played knight g5, and there's this line here that I didn't see as well, which is to sack the bishop here, and then after takes, knight g4 check, and then I can recapture this knight here. But I didn't see this, so I spent a lot of time here thinking, and I decided to play e5. I thought this was the only way because, usually in positions like this you can just castle, and this trade here happening is fine. But the problem is that in this specific position here, my opponent can play queen c4 and take my bishop. So this and this is pretty much losing. So I thought for like a minute and decided to play d5, and after it takes, I have knight to a5, which lets me capture the Italian bishop, and then I just took here to my opponent traded back, and then played queen d5, which traded queens, and this is kind of an even endgame, although I just got an extra pawn here. And yeah, I decided to castle. My opponent played knight b3. I drew my bishop back, and to this nice 2-square difference here, I kicked a knight, and we have some pretty, I think, straightforward moves here in this type of games here. The only different move, I guess, was, this one here is worth mentioning. My opponent can't, after this, my opponent can't, move the knight freely, I guess. And after g5, they need to trade a knight here, because they need to move the knight here, otherwise it will be captured for free. But after this, the pawn structure gets ruined, and then I have knight f5, knight f4 actually. My opponent played king h2 to defend this pawn here, and decided to start bringing my king up to the board. And after this, I saw that this pawn was hanging. My opponent decided to play king to g3, which is a weird move, and then I prepared this move here, king g6. My goal is to, check him here, and after this, I take this pawn here. But my opponent, after this move here, my opponent played the h4 check here that I was thinking about, but my opponent didn't see that after this is mate. So yeah, let's go for today's match then. Simply Black against someone from, I don't know how to pronounce this in in English. I guess it's Uruguay. At least in Portuguese it's Uruguay, so I guess it's Uruguay. Anyway. I'm gonna play this today. I feel like playing this. I'm gonna develop the bishop before I close everything with e6. And yeah, I'm gonna close everything. And now this. I definitely shouldn't capture, but I'm wondering what should I do here. I should play this or I'm not sure about anything. I'm gonna play this. This looks good. And after queen b3, I'm gonna reply with queen b6, and let's hope that he trades queens here. My opponent didn't trade queens. Sure enough. Now my question is, should I take with the pawn, with the knight? I really feel like taking with the knight. I don't really want to lose this pawn here. I mean, like, I don't really want to relocate my pawn to the d file, and I also don't want to trade this pawn here because it comes with this jack here. So I'm gonna take with the knight. I'm not sure about it. I am definitely not sure about it. Oh, but this also allows knight to here, which is annoying. This move is this concerning? Not sure. I'm gonna play. No, but this loses the bishop, right? This loses a piece because e4 comes with a fork here. I'm gonna play bishop h5. Hopefully I'm not losing already. I really feel like I'm worse here. Pretty much worse. I'm sure that I'm worse here. But this actually hangs. No, but this hangs this pawn here, so I can't leave this square here. I was thinking about this, but after this, my opponent can't even take here. And then I'm pretty much losing, right? So I gotta draw. Wait, but I can't take the queen first. Shouldn't I take the queen? I think I should take the queen. I can actually even go something like this, but I really want to trade queens. I feel way better trading queens here. Yeah, I'm gonna trade the queens. I feel like this is way too dangerous for my liking. And after knight here, this is fine. I think this is fine. My opponent can't develop the bishop that easily, otherwise it's a fork. I'm pretty sure he's considering right now. The only way to cover this square here was to go here, but I can just take here. I thought the knight takes back, but it's... but then I can just kick the knight and then take here, so he can't play bishop to d3. He's kind of locked, isn't he? Out of nowhere, this position feels decent, I guess. Yeah, that's nice. So water. Just realized my opponent is using Carlsen's profile picture here. Let me just check. What the heck is this? Okay, so now wait, I actually have checkmate. What the heck? Okay, sure. What the heck was this, bro? The only move was bishop to e2, looks like. But this also loses the rook. Or at least... yeah, I mean, like, it doesn't lose the rook, but this is too bad for him already. No, this Oh, but this is kind of weird as well. My opponent also has this, which is a good resource, I think. It's not that bad for him. Not the end of the world. I mean, like, this knight is not easily captured, but it's hard to save this knight as well. At least from my perspective here, it's kind of hard to defend this knight here. Bishop to g7 looks like it was correct move. b4. He won't find b4 for sure. Would try to... Yeah, but this is pretty terrible to play as well. Looks like... I mean, like, my opponent doesn't really have good moves here. It looks like... I mean, like, f4, I think it's findable. My opponent could find this. Castle. Knight to e, knight e to f3. So this. And I should play rook d8. Targeting this pawn here. And e5. My opponent should play e5 to close everything. I should play c5, try to open stuff. Bishop to c4. Knight c6. And d takes c5. Bishop f8. Yeah, this is kind of findable as well, but I'm not sure. Yeah. But okay, what about bishop f8? Okay, then what? This, what takes here? Yeah, okay, sure. That's it for today, guys. This was a short video because my opponent decided to lose the game kind of quickly here. But yeah. So I'll see you on the next video. I'm sorry for, you know, again making this mistake of playing some games here. I'm even gonna show the game that I lost here, which was super embarrassing. What's the name? Some sort of English. Caro-Kann. It looks like it's called Slav Defense. That it's some sort of Caro-Kann. Or against Queen's Gambit, right? I traded. Knight c3. And then I decided to develop the bishop before closing everything, just like on this match here. Knight f3. I just pinned this knight as he played this. I think this is a good move. I'm not sure if it is, by the way. Bishop to d3. Looks like the engine says it's fine, but it's not the best move. Definitely not the best move. Okay. So here, I decided to play this queen to a4 move, but it looks like it's bad. I traded everything, went back with the queen. And after this, I took here, and then my bishops are all gone. And this it looks like this is losing. I don't know why. Knight takes here, bishop e takes c6, knight takes d5. Wow. Are you sure about this, engine? This is wild. Why? Because if you take here, queen c6, okay, sure. But this, okay, this makes sense. Okay. But if my opponent takes like this is queen c6 anyway, I'll make sure it makes a lot of sense, sure. I just, why didn't I find this? Like, this is, I mean, like, well, if I didn't see this after playing with the engine, means that I wouldn't find this in the game, so I can't complain about this. Makes sense. And yeah, this would be a brilliant move for sure. I didn't play this, castled. My opponent wanted to trade knights, I decided to not trade. My opponent played knight back to f6. I played b4. My idea was to install the knight here, but after this, my knight would be kicked. My plan was to play a4, a5, and b4 as well. So whenever I play knight to c5, this pawn can be used to kick this knight here. That's what I was aiming for, but I literally forgot. After playing b4, I literally forgot this was my plan. I played knight to c5 anyways, and my opponent did play b6. I was like, what the heck am I doing? Okay, so I went back to the knight. But then my opponent pushed the pawn again, so I was like, what the heck? What is he thinking? Now I have the knight back to the spot that I wanted. Okay, so I felt really comfortable with this knight here. My opponent played a5 to try to remove this pawn here. I played a3, takes. And then after this, so here's where things start going bad here. After this move, I was like, this is really weird. I decided to play knight back because I was like, let's reroute knight to, you know, better square here. This square here, my knight's not doing anything. But then my opponent played this queen h4, and then I couldn't find the correct move here. Super embarrassing. It looks like the best move here is knight to d3. Queen takes e2. I thought this was mate, by the way. Oh my god, I really thought this was mate, but I forgot that I can cover with the knight here. Okay, this and this can be covered by the knight. I literally forgot about this. But when I was calculating, I was like, this is mate. Okay, sure. Now I see what's going on here. So I literally forgot that my knight can jump to the square here. So imagine that this knight can't jump. So I decided to play this, but this gets countered by this, and everything fell apart. This game was ridiculous. Okay. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.